Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. Chantal's posted another video. It's titled Making Cauliflower Crust Pizzas with My Aunt, Canada vlog. The whole thing is about 11 minutes long. Before we get into it, let's not forget this.
I'll be as sweet as pie tomorrow. Oh, you know it. You know I'm gonna manipulate the fuck out of you, and you're gonna eat it up, and you're gonna watch me. There's always Beezers who replace the fallen Beezers. That's what you don't get. I don't fucking need you at all. She never takes real ownership or accountability for what happens. Stay mad, bitches.
You have to lose some weight.
Hey guys, your main Beezer has driven her life against the wall yet again. She's stuck in Canada and she needs some extra money because her YouTube income has dropped below $1,000 a month. Her views are still going down, and so please request a personal message on Cameo from her. She needs the dough to get back to Kuwait. Bye!
Good morning, welcome back to another vlog.
Of course, everything always circles around food.
So today I have an early appointment, so I thought I would grab some breakfast at Tim Hortons.
Okay. Here we are at the gas pump because that's the content that every viewer is waiting for. So she's headed to her appointment, but she doesn't say what kind of appointment it is. Greeting for the feeder and a big middle finger in the face of her audience. And stuffing face because otherwise she would expand her lifespan. Big bites, eyes closed. The feeders love that. They eat it up. And of course messy eating because why not?
Now I know I'm not like a health or fitness guru
No shit, Sherlock.
by any means, and I could be doing a lot better, but I just enjoy, the nature and going for a walk here and there. Nothing special. Hey guys, so we're out here just going for a walk, and
She looks swollen. Has she been crying, or is it from all the salt-laden foods?
yeah, it's kind of rainy, blew me out, but it's like sprinkling, so it's all right. Looks like a
I would like for her to go for walks a lot more, right? And it's kind of cool, so it's the perfect weather for her to go because she's always hot. But what I don't get is she's walking through nature. If a bear came along her way, what would she do? Drop on the floor and take it like the man that she is? I don't know. Is it advisable for her to be out in nature like that without any body with her or without any protection? I don't know.
a haunted forest or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like a forest, but for you, yeah, you're not out in nature much. Might look like a haunted forest.
Uh,
And she waddled some more. I'm gonna cut that out. And a few steps later, here she is.
Alright, I walked for about 15 minutes.
Sure, sounds like the 1 mile walk of Amber.
Now I'm just gonna head back.
Okay. I'm cutting out all the waddling again. Given that she's in physically very bad condition, she really walked a decent distance. I mean, for her situation, she actually did.
In Kuwait, it was palm trees. Here, it's
Pine trees.
pine trees or
Good.
balsam trees.
Good job.
You guys, check out this quote from today's page on my agenda. Very often a change of self is needed more than a change of scene. A.C. Benson.
Now meditate up on that, because if you did and you integrated that knowledge, you wouldn't be flying back and forth all the time.
Isn't that true? So since I started using a planner, like actually using it, I find that it really helps my anxiety.
Good. We've been telling you for years, but go ahead.
For some reason, I don't know, but I find it like comforting. I have a little evening routine where I like, just wind down, get in PJs, comfy PJs that I got from Pennington's. And I don't think I showed you guys those yet. My pajama set.
I don't really care.
I'll have to do that. Anyways, and then I just plan for like whenever, the next day, some more things I think of for the week,
And, Amber does the same thing. She was recently, I think yesterday, asked on Instagram what happened to her bullet journal. And she said that she used it for last year, but not for this year. She decided to not have one. And these women, if they actually wrote down what they do during a day, eventually they would realize they do the same thing over again and they don't accomplish anything. That would open their eyes, but I doubt that she's going to keep that up. I think as soon as she heads back to Kuwait, she's going to leave that planner there. And it's forgotten.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the most out of this visit.
Okay. We saw that when you tried to convince everybody that you're going to stay there and get money out of your audience that way. Yeah, you're really putting a lot of effort into it this time.
And get enough things done, so...
Okay, we don't know what the things are because the things that you told us you would do are no longer valid, and so, okay, whatever.
Yeah, and quick health update, alhamdulillah, that I think I'm completely rid of this flu virus. It's not a flu that stays very long, it's like only a few days, so, yeah, but...
Yep, you've already had your, 550 meals after the norovirus. And, yeah, you were not sick. I'm not buying it. She just looks exhausted and tired because, number one, she has no life energy to begin with. And the little bit she has, she smokes away.
I feel 100% better.
Yeah, whatever you call better. All right, sure.
And... yeah, I'm feeling good, so can't complain. Yeah, so actually I have a pizza date with my aunt.
Yeah, because pizza is what you need in your life because you really care about continuing to live. We can see that.
For lunch, and we are going to get together and make cauliflower crust pizzas. Don't remember what cauliflower crust tastes like or if I've ever had it. I'm not sure, but...
okay.
Cute dog running around in the background.
Yeah, that's the riveting content everybody's here for.
I'll show you guys what it turns out to be like and how good it is.
Okay, see ya. Here's a little clip about Canadian geese that seem to be nesting in odd places this year. All right.
One was right in the middle of a, LCBO parking lot. And you see the mother goose nesting, and the male is just standing vigil, protecting it. And there's a gate put by the government, by the city, and a sign warning people not to approach it because they can be very protective. And
yeah, I guess they would be mad because it's still cold out there, so it's got to be a job and a half to keep those eggs warm, right?
anyway, it was so cute.
No, but I've come across geese in Virginia, and they are, oh my gosh, they're so aggressive when it comes to defending themselves. And turkeys also. I had a turkey family. I had to pass them by. There was a pond on the right and a ditch on the left, and so I had to, go by them. And the father of the family followed me. That thing had a wingspan of well over 6 feet. And he was screaming as he was coming for the car. But I just floored it. And but these birds get aggressive. Here she's showing some tree that she doesn't name. In Germany, we're a little bit ahead. Because everything is blooming and my allergies are off the charts. And most of the trees, as far as I can tell, are no longer blooming, but they have leaves. And so, yeah, we're ahead. But of course, we're not in Canada here. We're in Germany, and that is a lot farther south. There's a diet food that Foodie Beauty would ingest that day. Most likely both of the pizzas. That's probably her baking tray, and then the aunt gets one pizza on the second tray. This must be her aunt's plate, because Foodie Beauty would probably use both hands to stuff those pizza slices into her mouth and all over her face. And so her aunt is using cutlery. That's good to see. And she says a few hours later, but I guess that is dessert or maybe the side dish, chips and some veggies or fruit, maybe tomato. I don't care. Because if she ingested the healthy food that she sometimes shows us all day, she wouldn't look the way she does. Next segment.
So for visuals for this segment of the video, I decided to use a variety of clips, but I want to talk about wanting to go home.
Home. So you consider Kuwait your home? Okay.
One thing I've been really struggling with the past few times I've come and gone back and forth between Canada and the Middle East is the inability to express my feelings regarding the reasons the trips have been happening. And
yeah, but that is basically because you're lying to your audience. And if you were being honest about your business partnership with Salah, instead of constantly calling it a marriage, it would be a lot easier for us to relate to what you're doing, right?
So I decided to try and organize my thoughts a bit. And
sure.
And here's what I came up with.
Hit me.
Number one, of course, there is the obvious. I am chronically impulsive.
Yeah, that's a big problem of yours.
And yes, it is very annoying.
It's annoying, but also when you are as confused as you are, and then on top of it all be impulsive, that is like a deadly combination. Like, imagine the whirlwind of shit in her head, and then just picking a piece of shit and going with it and being impulsive about it, and just, wasting thousands of dollars every few months.
Besides that, imagine you are who you are, and a big part of you was shaped by the culture and society you were brought up in.
I can relate.
Now imagine that unexpectedly you fall in love and get married.
Not within a few months, absolutely not.
And spend a great amount of time integrating yourself in your new significant other's culture.
Which you have not done, besides putting a costume on. You've been talking a big game, but you ended up alienating the people from the religion you claim to be a member of now.
And that culture deeply embraces the religion you now follow. So you start to feel like this is your home.
Okay, I still don't get that, because you don't pick and choose when it comes to the Islamic belief or the Muslimic belief. I don't know the right terminology. I apologize, guys. But when you don't know the rules, or when you know them and just don't follow them, it's like you're ignorant. It's just a facade.
But there are always things about your first home that you miss.
And what would that be in your case with Canada?
And probably always will. It's like a tug of war. It all comes down to both countries have pros and cons.
Now she's directly quoting me from my video, It's Not Rocket Science.
My husband, my cat, my hamster are my immediate family now, and I miss them in our seaside apartment. I miss the Middle Eastern culture. I know the heat in the summer is bad, but I will bear it.
What exactly of that culture do you miss, though? Because you ignore most of it. You hardly go outside. You don't like the heat. You don't pray, I'm assuming. Because if you did, and you did it with intention, with, being sincere about it, you would have come to a couple of conclusions by now. And so I'm assuming you're just saying it on camera to come across as a different person, but when we listen to your rages, we know you haven't changed.
We will deal with obstacles as they come, and we will do it together. I miss hearing the call to prayer.
Okay, but those you can listen to on the internet, right?
You know, I never realized before how difficult it is to understand someone's life or decisions without being them.
That is correct, but you have chosen to put it on the internet, and you've chosen to put the majority of what you tell us is just lies. And that, of course, confuses people. And so people that initially maybe cared about you no longer do, because you disrespect them by lying to them. I give you one lie where you said, okay, so you showed up on camera completely high off your rockers, and you did it several times, and people told you in the chat that you were high, and you said, no, you're just tired. And you said it several times, not just once, but several times. And later on you said you lied about it because it's nobody's business. Well, then don't get on camera high. How about that? We don't want to see you high. We don't want to be lied to, but you've chosen that for us. And that is where all the disrespect comes from. And of course we can't understand you because you're not relatable anymore, because you have a whirlwind of thoughts in your head, and you follow them. You don't tell us most of them, and so we see you just bouncing back and forth between Canada and Kuwait. You are with a man that has, if I want to assume that you were ever in love with him or had any kind of relationship with him, which I doubt because you have zero chemistry with him, and he treats you like a sister with the pats on the shoulder, and you're all cringy together. I mean, even you've got to be able to see that. But you going back to him after he blatantly tried to cheat on you.
Not Chantal calling me a whore when her husband was trying to convince me to go take out a loan so I can go and be with him for the next 2 weeks while she was in Canada. But okay. I'm the whore for your husband's actions. I mean, if it wasn't me, it was going to be somebody else, Chantal. Your husband isn't faithful. Your marriage is fake. You're impulsive. You married somebody you didn't even know. Come on. When are you gonna learn?
And talked shit about you. Not just talked about shit and about what he wants to do with the Christian belief and the Bible and the cross. He also said a whole bunch of things about you, that he could carry her, but not you, and stuff like that. So you went back to him, and that kind of threw a lot of audience into the hate watcher corner too. And so I appreciate what you're trying to say here, but if you are not being an honest person, which you are completely not, don't wonder why people speculate about your life.
Without truly knowing what's going on in their mind and hearts.
Yeah, but you could try a little harder being authentic and honest, but that is not something you're willing to do. And so the whirlwind of shit continues.
But I'm trying my best to explain.
Okay, but you're being very vague. It's like with Amber when she quotes one of her Google searches about what a person that is actually interested in losing weight would say. This is what that sounds like right now.
In the end, it all comes down to having to pick a place and sticking with it. And I truly, in the deepest crevices of my heart, want and need to be with my family in Kuwait. And
I get that, and I know you're quoting me from my video. It's stop overthinking. It's not rocket science, but you don't necessarily have to pick one place. You just have to pick a place where you focus on your health right now, and you couldn't do it in Kuwait. You always flee. It's almost like Salah has said one time too many.
You have to lose some weight.
And then you say, yeah, screw this shit, I'm out. And then you go back to Canada, and then you realize you don't have a family, nobody cares, your views are going down anyway, because you keep going back to Kuwait. And then you go back to him, and then he wonders why you're not losing any weight. So if you don't love yourself, why should a man love you? You always got to ask yourself that question.
Visit my family in Canada and not the other way around. I cannot make those who do not understand why I love the Middle East understand my reasons, so I won't even try.
Yeah, you've given up on trying because you got caught in so many lies. That people uncovered that actually know something about Kuwait. And so here we are with your mountain of lies, and you not even gonna, you just said it yourself, you're not gonna try to explain yourself, and that's fine. But don't wonder why your views continue to go down.
So all that being said, I really, really, really want to try harder than ever before to do more content over there.
Oh, so it's still not about changing your life and expanding your life span or improving your health. It is all about content, about money that you need in order to buy these masses of foods that you would like to use for mukbangs. Okay, got it.
More day in the life, more cooking, traveling, shopping, parks, and more. I want to travel to many countries. Thailand was fun, and I want to live life to the fullest.
So here she goes again, turning in circles. She had reached the realization before that she needs to fix her health first, otherwise she can't travel. And here she goes again, talking about wanting to travel. The first thing that needs to happen is her losing weight and fixing her physical ailments somehow, or managing them. But yeah, this is a confused person turning in circles and flip-flopping. I don't know if it was so much fun for you. You look miserable for the most part. But then again, I don't know. Maybe Salah was editing your videos and only showed you with really forced smiles and you being completely exhausted and sometimes even sending hateful looks his way. And he had the camera.
Or maybe like 2/3 to the fullest. I like doing things, and I also like laying like a seal in my cozy bed with my family and doing literally nothing for a while.
Yeah, that's basically what you like doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't look the way you do.
Honestly, another way I can describe all this is moving back here to Canada. It just doesn't feel like me anymore or who I want to become. And don't get me wrong, Canada is a beautiful country, and
But you always shit talk it when you're in Kuwait.
Canadians are amazing, and it's not anything like that. It just feels like taking 2 steps back in life.
But that depends on the way you behave in Canada. I mean, if you go back to Beesin, which you did, I mean, you can't stay away from the drugs and from overeating. And so if you use Canada as a country that makes it possible for you to leave your past behind by being in the same country and acting completely different, by actually caring about your health and by losing weight, then that would be a good thing. And that would be a few steps ahead and not going back in time. You know what I'm saying?
I've also been through a lot of bad stuff here. I've been through good stuff and bad stuff here.
Yeah, but you said it yourself, the Canadian culture is ingrained in you, and sometimes it might be good. I mean, not that I'm trying to sway you here, but sometimes it's good to go back to your roots and find out where you took the wrong turn. And every time you get back to Canada, I don't know why you miss Kuwait so much. I can't read your thoughts, but you just act like you did before, and then you go back to him. And then you sound like a tour guide, and it all sounds fake. And so I don't know. That's something you have to decide, and I don't care if your views keep going down. But I appreciate the attempt to explain things.
And that's why I am having some counseling while I'm here, because to try to just come to terms with why some of the bad feelings, make me feel the way I do while I'm
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
here. So
Yeah, but you're going back to Kuwait anyway, and so maybe it would be good to start therapy in Kuwait,
anyway, I know my life is a roller coaster, and most of you are dizzy.
I'm glad she's saying that, because she doesn't say it enough with the way she's been treating her audience.
But I hate to tell you, And I'm so sorry, but we're going for another spin.
That's fine. As long as it makes you happy. We all know that you're going to be back in Canada within no time at all. And so keep ping-ponging back and forth between the two countries until you figure things out. This dude here does not seem sincere. To him, it's all about the money. He seems to be a business partner of yours, and you're going back and you're calling him and the hamster and the cat your family. You want to be delusional like that. It's all about what you feel in your heart, but I believe that what you tell us, what you feel, is tainted by the persona you want to portray on the internet. Enough said, right? Alright, this is all I got for today. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.